Hey guys, it's Cheyenne, and I'm with Harley. And if you didn't know already, it's storytime week. So for me, and she's gonna tell a couple stories. For me, it's gonna be a multiple story time with Cheyenne. So let's get started. So I put this story up on my personal YouTube channel, but it's the time I almost got kidnapped. So basically, alright, here's my house. This is left, this is right. And so when you go left, you just go straight, and then there's a stop sign, and then there's like a storm drain. And then there's a road that it goes to that's like out of the neighborhood, and it's like squiggly, and there's this like pond area which I go walking around there all the time. And so obviously from the stop sign and because I would sit on the storm drains all the time, so basically at the stop sign you could obviously see the road that just goes out. Yeah. So this silver car comes driving down the road, turns on our street. I'm at the stop sign. Cars turn on the street. They tend to do that. So I didn't think anything of it. And then it stops somewhere over by her house. And then it looks like they dropped someone off. And then it turns into a driveway, and then it backs up and then turns out of the neighborhood. Well, not out of the neighborhood. It starts driving down my way back to the stop sign. I still didn't think anything of it. And, but I got a weird feeling from the dude who was in the car even before then. And so he turns around at the stop sign, then starts slowly driving, and then he glares at me. But the windows are tinted, but I can still see his weirdo smile. And then, so he starts driving, and then he pulls into a driveway right across from my house. And then he sits there, and then he pulls out, and then he goes back to the stop sign, and then he turns around again, and then, so across the street, he goes 2 houses down from the stop sign, and then he pulls into a driveway, and then pulls out, and then turns, and then he just sits there. He's watching me, and then so he's just watching me, and so I get up, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm not gonna get murdered today, and I start walking up. So when you start walking up, my street's on the very end of the neighborhood. So when you start walking up, and then you can turn out of Valley Hills. And then, so I start walking up. Oh, and then here's the street. Here's the main street. And then there's like different roads over on that side. And then there's cul-de-sacs over on this side. And they're right across from each other. So I go down the second street, the street up from my street, and then there's like a family outside. Well, not really family, it was 2 guys, and then their kids were playing, and then they're out there, and I'm walking down the street, and I'm just like walking, looking back. Oh my god, my arms look so fat. Like, my head is just tiny and my body's fat. This is just how the camera is. But so, I turn around and I look back. I'm just walking, looking back, walking, looking back. And then, this is tilted. And then, yeah, normal bodies, yay. And then he, where was it? Oh yeah, so he's driving, then he sees me, then he goes into a cul-de-sac, he's like, whoop, and then his car turned around, and then he's facing me again. And then he gets out of his car at some point. He has, like, dark hair, and he's wearing sunglasses still. And he's just looking at me like... And I'm just like... Okay. So, luckily, the family out there wasn't stupid, and they knew that something was wrong, so they asked me if I'm okay, and I say, no, this car is following me. And then they're all like, do you know the person? Like, if I knew the person, I wouldn't be trying to get away from them, unless they were someone I didn't like. But, so they end up calling the police, but as they're on the phone with the cops, my hair won't get poofy. And, so as they're on the phone with the cops, he drives down the street, and stop fucking with my shit. He goes down the street and he just zooms down because the guy who was helping me, he was trying to chase after the car, be like, hey, what's up? What's your problem? So, yeah, and then he goes back onto my street, sits there for about 5 minutes, and then while they're on the phone with the cops, no, they're not on the phone with the cops anymore. The cops are on their way. And then he goes, we see him on the main road just bolting out of the neighborhood. Because he was smart enough that he knew what was going on. I don't know if the cops ever found him, but hopefully they did, so not more people are victims. I wasn't really was I a victim? I didn't get kidnapped or raped or murdered. Because I'm lucky as hell. Sometimes. And so, and then a lady out there, she walked me back to my house. Then everything was fine and dandy. I ended up calling my friend Chris afterwards, telling him about it. I'm like, I'm really freaked out. And then he's like, just calm down. He's out of town, probably. Just chill out. I'm glad you're okay. And yeah, that's the end of my story.
Okay, so I'm going to tell a story of when Weirdo Dude was chasing me. So, I was just going down the street, and then this guy and his dog, it was a German Shepherd, they were just chasing after me, and it was an old guy too. And I was just running and running and running. And so he just keeps chasing me, and then I trip and fall, and I hurt my foot, so I'm just sitting here holding on to my foot like, ow, and he's like this far from me, and I'm just like, oh my god, and I get up and start running, and then he
like,
gets
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Alright, finish your story.
Okay. And so I was just running, and he gets faster, and so I turn around and I throw my flip-flops at the guy, and I was running, and then this family was outside, and it was just the mom and the dad. The kids were, I don't know. And so I run into their garage, and I'm hiding. Like, oh my god, please don't come in here.
I love how they didn't ask you what the hell your problem was.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't, because then it would take time. Anyway, he was like, hey, have you seen a girl about yay high, blonde hair, she got some glasses? And they were like, no. And then he finally left, and so they asked me, like, what, do you know that guy? And I was like, obviously, I don't know the dude. I'm running from him.
They helped you. Don't give them an attitude. Respect your elders. Go on.
Anyway, they called the police, and they didn't even do anything about it. They were like, well, maybe it was just like one of our family members or something. And I was like, I was running from him.
I think you know your own family.
Yeah, I think I know my own family. Anyway, that's my story.
I'm just gonna. Okay. So she's gonna tell one more story after this. So that's what happened to her. Well, shit. That's one of the things that happened to her. I'm just gonna hold this by hand. And another thing that happened to me. Oh, so I was with my friend Shannon, and we were at the pond, and there's a parking lot at the pond, and I cannot hold this. No. So there's a parking lot at the pond, and shit, where was I? Oh, and then there's a white truck. Me and her both have a big fear of white trucks because of what happened. And, so there's this white truck, and then we're walking to the pond from her house, and then we'll have to walk by the parking lot to get into the track pond.
What?
I hurt you. So, and then the lady, so I look in the window like an idiot, so I'm just like, there's a pregnant lady in there sleeping, and then no, she was alone. And then Shannon was like, what's wrong with you? Are you stupid? And so we walked around the pond, we did our thing, we got chased by a bug, and then we go back up there, and then I look in the window again. I don't walk up to the car this time because I don't know if she's awake or not. Look in the window again, and then she's just sitting there like, and so we just keep walking, and then she honks at us once, and then twice, and then 3 times, and then we're just like, come on, and so we start speed walking, and then so she's honking at us like, beep 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 beep, like run, and then yeah, she starts going all that beep 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 beep, and then she pulls out of the parking lot, and then she starts chasing us down the street, and we're like, what the fuck? So we run into her garage, and then we're like, lock the door, and then we never saw the white truck after that. But now we're definitely afraid of white trucks.
Yep.
Alright, your turn for your other story.
Okay.
Wait, I gotta exit out. Gotta exit out the cool way. Woo! Nailed it.
Okay, so I was just with my friend, and we were jumping on the trampoline, and then...
Your ex-boyfriend.
Shut up. And then we see these, 2 ghosts or whatever, and then, I was like, am I seeing things, and so we get off, he goes home, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then this, broken down, really, beat up truck, green truck, just starts driving by really slow. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
And so I'm just like, okay. And then they go around. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna walk home, I guess. And then they go this way, and then they turn around. And then they turn around again. And they just keep turning around and following me. And then finally, they kind of speed up a little, but they're still going this way, like right behind me. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm going inside, like right now.
I'm going inside, like right now.
Like right now. And so I was just like, I went inside and I was like, whoa. And this dude, he's like really old. Like, he's like white hair. He barely even has any hair. He's got a beard and it's like this. Like, and I'm just like,
I'm just gonna say something. So, me and Connor, which was the friend she was on with the trampoline, a couple weeks before then, we saw the same truck, same guy, and so we would do like weird things in front of cars. Like Connor would take like a long stick and then put it up against his dick, and he'd be like, "What?" And then he drives by, and then he just looks at it. No, I was doing it this time. He looks at us and he's like. And then he just drives off, and I never saw it again. Well, I did.
The guy, he was just like driving by, looking at me like. And I'm just like, okay. And then he's like. And then, okay. Okay, what? I'm just gonna go like, bye. And then, all done.
Oh God, you're gonna push me down. Okay. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't want to tell all my stories because what if we do a storytime video in the future? So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Harley, get back in the shot. Stop being so happy. There's no reason to be so happy. So, that's the end of our video. I hope you really liked it, because I personally thought it was pretty funny. It wasn't really a boring video like I usually do. So, just make sure to subscribe, and then hit like, and then comment, and then share so we get popular, and then yeah, so I will see you next Friday, and bye-bye.